What's going on, world?
How y'all doing?
Yes, this is Brother Sit Down, and we back with another important video. It's been a long time. We're excited to be back in the flesh on the channel. For a little while, we was with y'all in spirit. We was trying some new things, working some creativity, gave you guys some different type of visuals for our music videos and things of that nature. But this particular video here is about our people. More specifically, our nation
as a whole.
And it's getting to the point where it's like we've forgotten that we actually have a culture. We actually have traditions. We actually have rituals.
The way of living.
Yeah, we actually have a way of life. It's like we really strayed from all of that. Forgot. Right? So briefly, we're going to touch on the journey within. It's going to talk about a particular ritual that we did tens of hundreds of thousands of years ago, before the Bible's existence, right? The Bible's inception is what, 7,000 years ago, plus or minus, right? This is way before that, okay? So we're taking it back to the origin, guys.
Back to the beginning.
These are the type of things that we used to do. Whether you want to believe it or can fathom it or not, this is what we really did, all right?
And you also can feel everything, your essence in your spirit.
All right? The Journey Within. This is by Dr. Malachi Z. York, Freedom Master Teacher, all right? So we're going to say Raw back, Ashtuk Ashe. Now we're going to read. You want to do it or you? All right, we're gonna go back and forth for you guys, all right? You must make your connection to realign yourselves back with your etheric parents. All right, etheric. That's pretty much, just for this video's sake, we can say that's the invisible ghost state. All right, that's not the physical here. Everything started in the spiritual form. That's the etheric realm, right? Okay, so we gotta make our connection back to them, the ones who created this universe. That's why we're non-ether, from the non-etheric gases. All right, then those non-etheric gases became manifest in flesh, and here you are, right? The elders, the ancient ones, the old ones, the spiritual ones, the Netaru. All right, that's an ancient name that they were called, the Netaru, who are trying to reach you. How did they try to reach you? Visions, dreams, deja vu, angel numbers. It's
so many
a plethora of ways that you can be, you know what I'm saying?
You can even feel something.
Be good? All right. Who are trying to reach you. Some may say we copied our pilgrimage from the Muslims. However, let me give you the facts on the origin of pilgrimage. If you go back 10,000 years ago, you will find the ritual of Amun-Re, the most select of places, otherwise known as Karnak, and the Shuric and Syriac Arabic dialect word meaning windows. A city in what's being called Egypt today, originally Tamaray. The priests of Amun, called Sin, would go into the temple of Amun, bathe themselves in holy water, shave all shave all the hair off their bodies, and don themselves with a plain white seamless garment, which the Mohammedans called an Iram. Forgive me if I'm mispronouncing these words. Coming from the root word ha-rama, meaning to forbid. Then they would go around a large granite black scarab beetle, a symbol of health, vitality, and luck. All right. The scarab beetle. You ever seen the movie?
The Mummy.
Yeah, the Mummy. That beetle that you seen on the walls and the stones and stuff.
Pulled it
out. Go like this and turn and all that. That's the visual of the scarab beetle. All right. A symbol of health, vitality, and luck. Dedicated by Amnehet III to the sun deity Atum Capre, who was represented in the form of a scarab, a beetle. Why is the beetle associated with the sun? The firefly is a beetle whose tail lights up in the dark as the sun. It has a special organ in its tail. In its organ are two chemicals that, when mixed together, make a quick burst of light energy. The firefly. When I was a kid, when it was dark, I literally used to take sticks and just wait till they light up and whack them. You know what I'm saying? So this is facts.
I'm sorry.
That's what it's literally talking about. The firefly. That's what it's talking about. The chemicals, boom, mixed together. That's why they burst the light, then it goes away. Mix it again, burst the light. You good? I know you're holding the phone. Excuse me, y'all. We try to set up this prompt. We about to set up this whole podcast type situation so we can really sit down and really get into these facts.
And talk to y'all.
All right? I know y'all got a lot of questions. If y'all have any questions, please put them in the comments. All right? Where we at? Lightning beetle, firefly, excuse me. We mixed together. The scarab monument was set up so that they would touch or kiss and walk around this building 7 times, where the Mohammedans got their tawaf from. After which they would go off and give praise to the deity Amun-Re, a deity that is acknowledged by Jews as Amen and is mentioned in the Old Testament 22 times, by Christians as Amen, which is mentioned in the New Testament 50 times, and by Muslims as Amin, which is mentioned in the Quran 15 times. They all end their prayers in recognition of this great deity, Amun-Re, by saying Amen, Aman. Thus, they all acknowledge the all-seeing eye of Ra, or El Rio, the symbol of the sun as a bright star, Star of David, Jews, Star of Bethlehem, Christians, and the Star and Crescent, Muslims. They each called their Yahweh, Elohim, or Theos, God, or Allah, Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. I know we're probably pronouncing these wrong. We still brushing up on our language. The light of the heavens and the earth, which is nothing but the sun.
All intelligent societies has had a system based on the facts. Oftentimes, over a period of time, as positions of power changed and individuals with vivid imaginations begun to rule. They will add a subtract from the facts to create fictions, fables, and myths. All were rooted in some facts. The fact that all calculations, numbers, time, and space begun at some point. All agree that there is a point of origin, and that as things expanded or spiraled away from it, it began to lose its pure essence. That is, every new time the story is told, it gets farther away from the truth. Okay. Now, the true story of what we call Egyptian civilization, religion, was originally.
All right, so pay attention now. This is about to explain a lot about Egypt. Because, in the Bible, it talks about the exodus from Egypt, things of that nature. It's a lot of things that happened we were here millions of years before the Bible was even thought of. Okay?
So that's the top, right?
Yeah, Patai.
All right, was originally Patai or
Tarite culture,
which they base on the elements. The elements are part of Asafan.
Some of these words is hard to pronounce.
No, my body just. El Sufan Estalaga. Which can be performed at any time, but at the gathering of the souls called the Zad Festival, on up until the Apet?
Yeah, the festival. An 11-day period.
June 24th through July 4th. This would occur on our most sacred and holy land, Tamari, Egypt of the West, the New Atlantis, and become the herald of the evening rituals referred to as all nothing.
Spiritual link, June 19th and June 23rd. Also, are also blessed days of fasting and prayer, which is part of the sacred initiation that is performed at the element site, which is also part of realigning ourselves with Mother Nature or the Netaru besides the ritual. All right. Uh, Now it's going to talk about the elements that dealt with the ritual.
It is these four elements, symbolic of four supreme beings, combined with the fifth element, the human being, a source of creative will.
Pause. Y'all remember the movie The Fifth Element? If you haven't, or if you've seen that movie, what was the whole point of that movie? It was to stop destruction. And the fifth element was what? A woman, right? Of course, we know what they do, but it was a woman. She was the fifth element. Just want to throw that out there. Keep going.
This is the source of all life forms on this great planet. Ta, earth, with the ma, water. But the planet Earth's surface is water, and 3/4 of the human being's body is water.
All right, pay attention.
In the effort to realign ourselves with Netter,
Neteru, or Mother Nature,
all from this primordial waters, and our etherian parents, the nine and that
the life forces, Shikim,
and found our way home through the energies as ether on into the boundless universe as cell life form beings. Universal,
Ba, inner soul,
to give a sustained life,
Neb, spiritual masters,
of individuals,
best,
master, physical image of a deity. Protect by the Ba, inner soul. Ba, inner soul. Give life and
Neb,
spiritual master. Sustains.
Etheric double.
That's Ka, right? Ka.
Spiritual, etheric double, spiritual body.
Sa.
Protect, guard.
Ha.
Ha. The nutter of offering. Kahibit, the shadow. And Shikim, chi, energy from the root seed. The ku, flame fire.
No, flame fire. Yes, say ku.
Ku, flame, fire flame sustains Ned. The spiritual master. To catch this physical, unalived body, we must first attune ourselves with the elements that are in fleeting, that are in and around us daily. Through each awakening, sleeping, and fleeting moment, as we elude ourselves, that time is in motion. Time does not move forward, nor has it come from behind. It has always been. Time does not ascend upward, nor does it ascend from above. Time is now. Now is the time. Time is, then now is not then. We must learn the realities of existence and reverse the process of self-deterioration, both physically and mentally. And with that confirmed fact, become a part of all. The essence of our being is that we exist, and with that confirmation, existence is as we are. Time is as we be. All is, all acts, all does. All things are a part of all, on unto allness. The baby of allness is found in the womb of quantum physics, born inside out in etheric existence. Woo.
So is it
knowledge? Hey, we're standing right there. Listen.
Deep part on that part. You have to repeat that.
Oh, we gonna go deeper.
No, you have to repeat that again.
What's that?
This what you just said.
All right, bro said run it back. All right, pay attention. Self-deterioration, both physically and mentally. And with that confirmed fact, become a part of all. The essence of our being is that we exist. And with that confirmation, existence is as we are. Time is as we be, all is, all acts, all does. All things are a part of all, on unto allness. The baby of allness is found in the womb of quantum physics, born inside out in etheric existence.
So as a devoted Tamarine Egyptians of the ancient Tamarine Egyptian and mystic order of the Netter, the Netter, right. I'm trying to get that word. I told you I was gonna get it on time.
He's gonna mispronounce this badly.
So it's Netter A Ferdi Atamra. Atamre.
Hey, yo!
Atamre.
He's cooked, yo. Nah.
Okay. Known as. Can't even say that name.
You must be initiated back into the sacred brotherhood and sisterhood of the Netter, Shil Netteru. You must become a child of the Netteru, which will make you a Netter, from which they derive the word nature. So each time you begin this journey, it's the first time. All right, we're going to read a little bit more, then we're going to have to wrap it up for you guys, okay? This is not a fabricated initiation, but a long thought, forgotten rite that was a part of our ancient, but now resurrected to present day culture. A time when we ruled in the heavens and came to the earth in due respect of utilizing the provisions of this new environment. We gave thanks and showed appreciation through these two worthy, most sacred and ancient rituals. If you prove to be worthy, you may continue to walk the path, stand amongst the paths or masters, and show gratitude to our parents, the Neteru, the Anunnaki, the Nomo, the Iriuls. It is these four ancient and supreme races of beings who are responsible for bringing the Homo sapien into existence. That's key. Which is the state of expression that was needed to show through prayer and through what this scroll is all about, the journey within. This ancient ritual goes way back to ancient Tamaray, thousands of years before the many invasions. Therefore, that which you recognize and acknowledge today, Tamaran or Egyptian culture is not the now accepted culture and civilization of what is being recognized as Egyptian was in fact transplanted into Africa in Tamaray by the Tamarans, or biblical name, the Mezarites. Genesis 10 and 13, from the Aramaic and Hebrew. Mizraim, known in Ashuric and Arabic as Yeshua, whose name doesn't even mean Egypt, but refers to two rivers, the Tigris and Euphrates, in Egypt or the Mesopotamia, from which he came. It was the Mezarimites
who brought their Babylon and Mesopotamia or Chaldean cultures. Thus you will find lapis lazuli, cow goddess, winged sphinx, dog and cat worship, bird and crocodile worship. Now this transplanted Sumerian culture replaced the original deities or Pygmies culture,
who came from Uganda,
and settled in what is being called Egypt today, which comes from the Greek,
Guto,
meaning burnt faces, was named the Greeks who had integrated with your
Hittites, Syrian, Phoenicians, and eventually the Romans, creating your Hyksos dynasty shepherds, all mixed up.
That's right. The world has been exposed to the foot.
That's where you get, when they show the Egyptians of like real light, pale skin, they are showing the Hyksos. That's after we got invaded. Everything started from deep, dark, melanated skin, all right? That's the thing we got. Every culture, everything started from melanated beings, all right?
That's right. The world has been exposed to the 46 dynasties as Egypt, Samaria, When actually the Tamarine culture predates the Sumerian culture.
Sumerian culture.
Sumerian culture.
Good. So like it, guys, we're gonna get everything set up. All right. You just bear with us. We're gonna keep bringing you this good knowledge information. We're gonna read maybe in 2 or 3 more slides, and then we're gonna do a part 2 and double back for you guys. All right. We'll do that. Right. Right here.
What was right? Who were called the Tile on Earth first, the Bush people.
All right. The Putites, who were then called on Earth first, the Bush people. Figure 8. I will show these. Figure 8, the original Putites, and then you have the Hykso invaders. The Pygmies ruled that area with high sciences and their own language. These tablets have been found to predate the Sumerian tablets, and who are responsible for the construction of the great monuments that predate the 46 dynasties that the world has been exposed to as the Egyptian Tamaran. They leave the impression that there was no Egyptian before the biblical. So the ancient Tamarans had culture long before the Hamites, the Cushites, the Putites, and the Canaanites. El's core Genesis 10:18 came there, particularly most of the Canaanites, who were the Tamahu or albino race of Hamites. See, now this is talking about the different nations and stuff, right? What we were taught is not really who they told us the people were, are not really who the people are. All right, everything's been mixed up. Most of the sons of Canaan were cursed with albinism, leprosy, but he had the 11th son, Hemeth, who was a Negroid. Thus, you have people under the impression that all Canaanites were Negroids. The Canaanite, who were also called Phoenicians, also invaded Tamaray, as the Hyksos, married in, mixed their seed, and brought Canaanite Phoenician cultures later. Greeks, Romans, Armenians, and Turks migrated into Tamaray, married in, and mixed their seed. So the original Tamarans, Taites, all but perished or were pushed south of the upper regions. This the last one. The original mysteries and culture that they spread from Uganda through Mali was all but forgotten. But certain sacred societies were set up to preserve these mysteries for the great day when the Wabu would come again. And the time has indeed come. All right. Thus, the great mystics and soothsayers would teach that the journey inward, be it a spiral or straight path. If you want the truth, you must get to the heart of the situation. And there is your solar plex. Solar equals sun. Again. So it was with our great ancestors, Ptah, and blackness / Egypt. The high priest, excuse me, and Tamaran, people of the sun. Before it was called Al-Qum, blackness or Egypt, The high priest or Simaat, the Sumerians, Atlanteans, who devoted their life to such a system, created complex labyrinths round and square, as Muslims call Tawif. They walk and run around the Kaaba, a cube that they got from the great labyrinth. Also take a look. They call it Kaaba or Ka and Ba from the Tamaran principle. The Ka, etheric double, and the Ba, double body, equals Kaaba. All right? If you want to read one more, you can. If not, we can wrap up there. So we're just trying to show you guys that we have culture. We have tradition. We have standards. We have morals. All right? It's time we go back to the ancient ways. All right? Because there's nothing new under the sun. So what they did back then, they were light years ahead of us. Look how smart our people were. What happened? Where did it go? Look how much love our people, how connected they were to Mother Nature, how connected they knew their bodies, they knew their soul, they knew their spirit, they knew their traditions, their culture. They passed stuff down. They did things and kept it within their lineage. You know what I'm saying? The ancestry and the descendants, right? They preserve things. That's what we need to get back to. And this is what Brush to Death is all about. Go check out all our music if you haven't checked it out. Right now, we're working on an album called A Shook Land. It's devoted to the goddesses. But
All the
also,
goddesses.
but also, will be stuff on there for the gods, of course. You know, we can't forget about them as well. Go check out Universal Love. Go check out the music video for her, and go check out the music video for Verified.
Verified.
And by the time this video drops, you will have another music video for Old School. That's all y'all gonna get from the new album, right?
That's it.
As you can see, we in our plain state. We working. We in grind mode. We got some exciting new content coming, new music videos coming. We're gonna be back to y'all in the flesh,
Back to back.
right here, live and direct. Bryce to Death, Green Light Music. Make sure you take care of yourself. You loving yourself. Love the universe. Love the Most High. Let's go. Bryce to Death, Green Light.